Hello everyone, GZTV back with another video, and we are here to cover the NBA for Tuesday, January 20th. I am back in my room. I know I'm going to be really quiet. It is really late at night. I'm going to be going to bed here in about 15 minutes. I'm not going to speed run the video, but yeah, just an update for you guys that are on YouTube and you're waiting for a Stranger Things Season 1 review. That should definitely come out by the end of the week. I have like a half hour left in the finale of Season 1 right now. Honestly, that video should come out like Friday, Saturday, and then I'm going to get my ass straight into watching Stranger Things Season 2, which is going to be really exciting. We're going to do a review for that. We're going to do a review for Season 3, and then I'm going to probably take a couple weeks off from the YouTube just to watch Season 4 and 5, just to kind of get a refresher as it goes through the story. I'm going to watch the whole show, and it's going to be exciting. So again, kind of take a break. Obviously, NFL recaps are going to be the exception there. But let's kind of get into it. We have some basketball games. We have 4 games to cover tonight. We're going to start with the Suns and Sixers. I knew this was going to be a good game, and there were some really good games on tonight, and this did not disappoint. Devin Booker scores 27. Jalen Green, adds 12. He's in his return to the Suns lineup, and all of this Suns talk, and we haven't even really gotten Jalen Green consistently this year, so this is awesome. They get a 6-point win over the Sixers, and I'm going to say it right now. I think the Suns are contenders in the NBA right now. Again, you get the Pistons, you get the Thunder. They're in their own tier. But the Suns, in terms of the West, they're contending. So, yeah, obviously Devin Booker and Jalen Green, big parts of the offense. And again, they're trying to integrate Jalen Green a little more, and that is super exciting. Second game of a back-to-back. Both of these teams, obviously, we're going to watch the highlights of this one. And it's great. Obviously, Jordan Goodwin is a really good two-way player, especially on defense. Jalen Green's back, hits a 3. Obviously, he'd probably rather be in the Rockets at this point, and we will talk about them in a second, but he is still on a hell of a basketball team here. And he comes back to a great squad, and he is, again and again, being a three-point threat. Obviously, they have to go against young guys like Adem Bona, and the Sixers team is a wide variety of good players, but man, it comes down to it. The Suns get the victory. I am muting my TV. I don't have my headphones out right now, and I don't care to get it set up. I'm kind of tired of wearing headphones all the time, So it's going to be a quiet stream. I'll turn the game audio on. We'll turn some game audio on just so you guys can kind of hear it.
In clinical trials, the most common side effects include eye irritation, temporary dim or dark vision, headaches, and eye redness.
Viz Clear Near Vision for up to 10 hours.
It's one of the more difficult destinations to convince people to go to in the winter.
All right. Booker wide open break.
Booker will flush it.
Fundamental dunk. Love to see it.
Well, we will give you the floor in the second half, so think about it until then.
Tough rookie. Oh my God, that is a pro shot. The man's been ready for the pros. You love to see that.
This guy wasn't. He's only 20.
Right?
Yeah. Anscombe turns it over.
I'll be live a couple days out of the week. I'll be live every night. There's NBA basketball. Quick news, there is an event going on in my hometown this weekend, so I will be heading home to the home studio again. But I will probably be recording my Stranger Things video here. Ooh, it's very laggy. That's alright. I might go with this basketball thing, I might not. I might just grind content. There is new music coming out, I'm sure. I'll figure out some things to listen to. J. Cole has an album on the way. I think that's 2 weeks from this Friday, so that's really exciting.
So valiant effort after being down 17. But the first of 2 between the Sixers and Suns in the next 18 days goes to that guy, Devin Booker, leading the way with 27 points tonight.
Tyrese Maxey looks like a kid still. It's so funny. Yeah, Stranger Things Season 1, it's cinema. It's peak. I have a blast rewatching that every time. It's probably my second time rewatching it, but to review it on the channel, here we are. You look at the Suns, they get the victory today. 27 points out of Devin Booker. 40% from the 3. Definitely turned the ball over a lot, but he is kind of their primary ball handler. And yeah, there you go. Just pure offense this game. 12 points for Colin Gillespie. He shot 50%. Really just their big 3-point guy. And yeah, 12 points for Oso Ighodaro coming off the bench. He's a really good rebounder. 16 out of Grayson Allen. He's a really good rebounder and passer. 16 out of Jordan Goodwin. He shot 67, 50 splits. Really good rebounder, really good defender as well, and you get 12 out of Jalen Green, who shot 50% from 3. Glad to see his 3-point is seemingly getting better, so that's exciting. You look at the Sixers definitely struggled in this one. You get a 21-point game for Kelly Oubre. Definitely not the greatest interior guy scoring the ball, but he shot 50% from three. He was able to play some really good defense this game. You get 20 points for Tyrese Maxey. I mean, you kind of expect the guy to shoot terrible shooting splits. He has the ball in his hands a lot, but he's a really good passer. He's a really good on-ball defender. Obviously, a very valuable player for this roster. 25 points for VJ Edgecombe. He's starting to kind of become the same way. You put the ball in his hands a lot, he's probably not going to be the most efficient. He's very good hustle rebounding, one of the better rebounders on the team, actually. And he's also a hell of a defender as well. And again, I say this all the time about this Sixers team. They got defense. Adembona, Quentin Grimes, both big-time bench pieces despite the loss. 11 and 10 for Adembona. He shot 80%. Hell of a rim protector. And then you have a perimeter defender in Quentin Grimes who put up 12 points off of not the greatest interior shooting, but he's a solid three-point shooter. He's a very good facilitator for this bench squad. And I will say, they didn't have Embiid this game, so Dominic Barlow and Andre Drummond didn't necessarily pull their weight. Now, they're both great rebounders, 15 for Drummond, and Dominic Barlow is another really good defensive guy for this team. And, you know, Dominic Barlow can kind of be solid on the interior. Neither of them are really three-point shooters, and I think that's where you're really missing out by not having Embiid. But, I mean, I don't like. You have Adembona, you have Quentin Grimes. I think maybe give those guys a little bit more minutes. Honestly, like they got decent amount of minutes, but they could still play a little more. And honestly, I think you could start a guy like Adembona instead of maybe a Dominic Barlow. I'm not really sure. They're running kind of double bigs. I know Dominic Barlow's not necessarily a big. He is 6'9", and he plays pretty big, so I think that's kind of what we're looking at there. Joel Embiid being gone definitely hindered their performance here. As we're going to move on to San Antonio versus Houston. What a damn game. This Rockets team, an absolutely dominant home team, showed it here against a pretty solid away team, a really good Spurs team, and they get it done. These are two big-time contenders out west out there with the Suns, and it is great to watch. There are all sorts of contenders. I think everyone actually in the playoff pool right now you could consider contenders. Alperen Sengun just misses a triple-double, powers the Rockets' comeback win over the Spurs. Really good passing, rebounding, scoring. That's just what Alperen Sengun has been doing ever since his first couple of years getting acclimated, and my goodness. The Rockets get the victory. Look at Reed Shepherd, man, he's awesome. Obviously, Jabari Smith, really good corner three-point shooter. You know, obviously in prior years, he's definitely struggled from the three-point line, but he's gotten a lot better at it, so you got to give him credit. Stephon Castle is always a tough two-way athletic guard to play, you know, windmilling it, blocking shots. He's crazy. Obviously, Julian Champagnie is probably going to be in the three-point contest this year. That guy is absolutely incredible. So they had a lot going against them, but they go out and they get the win. Champagnie, if he plays like this starting next year, like at the beginning of next year, he might win most improved. That's kind of my prediction. He's just having a stellar season. I'm really proud of what he's doing. He's a big part of the San Antonio Spurs' success. So this was just a really good game against two big-time contenders. I think these two teams could really make some noise in the playoffs, and the new generation of the NBA is upon us. I know LeBron is still kicking it. Steph Curry not really going to contend for a championship, especially now without Jimmy. Kevin Durant, I guess, is on the Rockets, and they can contend for a championship. Jokic is getting old, but like guys like Giannis, they're definitely out of the race. I mean,
on the outside now
for
by
now.
Capella.
We'll see what they do.
Gives a big man the opportunity. And Wembanyama, that is ridiculous.
Capella's a little washed, I will say, but they get the win, so I can't hate on him too
Trying to
much.
get it in. Another steal.
Wemby moves so
Castle.
funny.
Gear up for showtime.
And one windmill is
Castle climbs the
ridiculous.
ladder, and it's a chance for three.
That was insanity.
Johnson goes down, a 5-on-4 advantage. Sengun finds the open man. Smith,
Look at the ball
extra.
movement, man. Reed Shepherd, such a good bench piece. If he plays like this next year,
9 to shoot.
I am
Right back to
predicting
Shepherd.
a six-man of the
6
year.
on the clock.
A six-man
Sengun
of the
came
year
to set
might
the
be
screen.
coming his way
4 to
next
shoot.
season.
Shepherd has the force. Oh! Reed Shepherd sticks another. Bench, they take Shepherd off the floor. Thompson steps up on Fox off the screen. 5 to shoot. Fox puts it up.
De'Aaron
And
Fox, we
in.
know him.
De'Aaron
In
Fox,
Sacramento,
the
he
former
was king of the
Clutch
fourth
player of the
quarter
year,
for a while
ties it
there,
up at
Shaq, and
104.
he was that
Sengun
guy,
gave
for
up the
sure.
dribble. 7 to shoot. It's
Look at
Smith off
Jabari.
the screen.
Nice
Smith
look.
J.
Got
Bullseye.
a lot of fun going to the gym, boys, by
10
the way.
seconds to shoot.
Hooping it up, you
40
know. It's
seconds
been a
to play.
blast.
Sengun
Glad.
spins on Cornette. Cornette stayed with him.
It's been a solid
Sengun
week so far.
got the
You know, a
finish.
little bit of homework, a little bit of bumps in the road, but it's all right. yeah, man, crazy game for both teams. Spurs, you get a 27-point performance for Julian Champagny. He's certainly not the greatest interior player, but 50% from 3, 8 for 16 is incredible. Really good rebounder, really good defensive guy for this team as well. Victor put up 14, definitely didn't score the rock as well as he probably wanted to, but 10 rebounds, I'll take it. 14 out of De'Aaron Fox, not the greatest interior guy, but a solid three-point shooter for this team who can pass the rock around. 13 for Stephon Castle. Didn't necessarily shoot the ball great, but kind of made up for that with the in-between stuff. You know, hustle on the boards, passing the ball around. You get a 12-point game for Kelvin Johnson. Couldn't really get a three-ball to fall, but he's a solid interior player. He can grab rebounds, and he's another fantastic defender. So, yeah, I would say Harrison Barnes definitely struggled. You know, he's a great three-point shooter, but his interior game is kind of jumpy. And they definitely gave minutes to guys like Kelvin Johnson. But hell, you even look at guys like Luke Cornett. You look at Dylan Harper and Luke Cornett. Great rebounder, great defender, doing a lot of the things that Harrison Barnes can't do. And you look at Dylan Harper. He's a really good facilitator, one of the best passing bench players in the NBA. I think you give these guys minutes, and especially with Luke Cornett. He is very much an efficient interior guy. Dylan Harper, not very efficient. You got to give it to him. He's a rookie. But, man, those guys definitely could get some minutes. 18 out of Kevin Durant off of 50% three-point shooting. Really good passing for the guy this game. 17 out of Jabari Smith. 40% three-point shooting. 20% from Alperen Sengun. 20 and 13 actually. Solid three-point shooting. Really good passing. Really good at the rim defense. You get 16 and 10 out of Amen Thompson. Really good passing. Really good at the rim defense. I mean, it just continues. 21 for Reed Shepherd off the bench is incredible. 40% three-point shooter. He looked great. Moving on, we got two more games. Let's get into Minnesota, Utah. Kind of the shock of the night, kind of the March Madness. I know March is like a month and a half away, maybe even less than that, which is crazy because that's going to be happening. But this is a shocker. I still think the Timberwolves are very much in the race to go for a title. But this isn't a great loss. I mean, they're still a pretty good away team, and they're playing a bad home team. This game doesn't seem very excusable. I don't know. Keontae George, though, 43 points. I mean, what can you really do? The Jazz rally. They beat the Timberwolves by 5. Hardy, his 100th coaching win, which is pretty depressing considering there's 82 games in a regular season, and to think that this guy's only gotten a season and like an eighth of another season of wins in his couple of seasons here. It sucks, obviously. It attests to how unsuccessful this Jazz team has been, but man, Keontae George had one of the best games of his career, and he's a young guy. He could very well walk away with the most improved at some point. He could very well in the next couple of years get an all-star nod. You get Yusuf Nurkic, second career triple-double, and with this squad, with his role on this team, he has definitely evolved as a somewhat of a passer, somewhat of obviously a rebounder and interior guy. He's always kind of been that, and on this team, definitely passing the ball to the younger guys, opening it up. So that's really awesome. Ace Bailey, throwing shit down. You love to see it. Actually a solid rookie class, and he's a really good three-level scorer for them. He's putting in some work. He's definitely developing. Guys like Isaiah Collier are developing. He's a tough offensive guy. And man, Keontae George, they're damn near fully developing that guy too, man. He is looking great. Now, obviously, the Jazz should be tanking. I really don't think they have much to fight for this year. But you keep it going. You keep getting draft picks, and you keep building this core. It's going to look fantastic. It's going to be hard to beat a team like this. This is a tough team to beat anyway, you know, despite kind of their woes this year. But man, they looked really nice this game. I'm really proud of them. Again, after this, we will talk Lakers-Nuggets. Really big time game. Knew this was going to be a fire one. And we got a lot to talk about there after this.
But now I can stay in the moment, clear, confident, and free to go with the flow.
In clinical trials, the most common side effects include eye irritation, temporary dim or dark vision, headaches, and eye redness.
Viz, clear near vision for up to 10 hours.
Has been so long since I've watched a Celtics game. I know.
Much like he did with the Boston Celtics, except when he took over in
Keontae
Boston.
George, nice
It's
pull-up,
pretty
maybe.
good players
High
already on the
arc,
shelf.
wow. That's
Keontae
great.
George, though, is a real winning player for Danny Ainge.
Definitely
This
had
kid
some hair on
has
it,
gotten better
let me tell
every
you.
year. 13 points a game. His rookie year, 16.8
And
last
then
year. As
Ant
Anthony
comes
Edwards
down
knocks
right
down
at
the
the start
slot
of fun.
3. Hit ahead
Sequence to
to
start.
Randall or McDaniels.
I heard Utah is actually a tough place to
Swings
play,
it
not
out to
like
Nas,
climate
run
or
off the
fans
glass
or
is
anything.
good.
Like their fans.
15 lead changes.
Not the climate, but the fans is what I meant. It's a very hostile environment. I've heard from a lot of people. We've seen it with Russell Westbrook. I feel like we've seen it with Draymond Green a couple of times. Nice take. That's a big time dunk. And they were still in this. I don't know. Oh my god. No, Nurkic is going to work. The guy's going to be a star for Utah, man. You got to give him time. He's going to be a damn star. What a fucking game, you know. That city is saluting that guy right now. He's having Salt Lake. They're saluting this man. He's him there. He's him over there, bro. Let me tell you. I'm telling you. He's great, you know. I've seen the potential in him, and he's starting to realize it. Actually, a really good game for the Timberwolves. I think they played some pretty good ball in this game now. Are they the most efficient? No. I mean, Julius Randle, 19 points, only 20% from three, but he's a hell of a defensive guy. He made it really tough for them down the stretch. 18 out of Jaden Daniels again. Not great shooting splits and a lot of turnovers for him, but he was able to rebound. He was able to pass, and you get 11 and 10 out of Rudy Gobert, making all of his shots and being an extremely good defensive player of the year that we have known over the years from Rudy Gobert. You know, playing the perimeter, ripping people, blocking shots, getting into pass lanes. I mean, this guy is an elite defender, and he always has been. 15 points for Dante DiVincenzo. Certainly not the best interior guy, but a solid three-point shooter, really good rebounding, really good passing, and he is a valued defender on this lineup. 38 for Anthony Edwards. Again, he struggled inside, and a lot of these guys you could say the same, but he's a solid three-point shooter. He's a really good rebounding guard. He's a really good defensive player, kind of overlooked based on his offensive game, but you get a 13-point game for Naz Reid off the bench. Definitely struggled inside again, but he's a solid three-point shooter. He's a really good rebounder. I think you look at the bench, again, you see a guy like Mike Conley just putting up empty minutes. Like, man, please. You have Jalen Clark, you have Joanne Behringer, you have Bones Highland, some somewhat young guys. Give them some fucking tick over Mike Conley. I'm telling you, I know he's a veteran presence. I know he's valued in the organization, but please let him go. I'm serious. Like, I've had this problem. The Jazz win the game. You get a 16, 18, and 10 performance for Yusuf Nurkic, which is absolutely phenomenal. You get a 43-point game for Keontae George. A lot of turnovers, but we saw the ball in his hands a lot this game, and he was a really good defender as well. 20 points for Ace Bailey. Solid three-point shooting. Really good rebounder. 11 off the bench for Kyle Filipowski. 50-67 splits. Really good rebounding. 18 and 10 for Isaiah Collier. He shot 70% overall, made a three. I mean, it's great. This team looked really good this game. I mean, this is damn near full potential for what they're at right now, but give them a couple years, they might be something. Let's get to the Lakers and the Nuggets. Two fantastic teams. The Lakers were kind of faltering for a while, but they proved to this team that they're still here. Obviously, the Nuggets don't have Jokic. That's a big-time thing, and he obviously seems to be kind of the Lakers' kryptonite come playoff time. Still a really big one for the Lakers to get. Luka Doncic has a triple-double. The Lakers rallied past him. Once again, not having all their players. Luka Doncic is just a fantastic guy in all facets of the game. I mean, scoring, rebounding, passing, especially on that offensive end. He looked really good. I'm probably not going to go on the highlights of this one just to kind of save some time. They did have Jamal Murray. He was hitting some insane shots all game. LeBron, obviously, in Showtime, just getting the crowd on their feet. Such a momentum builder. One of the best momentum builders this league has ever seen. Aaron Gordon, he brings the roof, takes the roof off the place. He's a tough guy to go against, but Luka Doncic, he stretches the floor. He gets to the rim. I mean, such a good three-level offensive player as we're going to kind of look here at what we got. I mean, LeBron James, 19 points, made a three this game. A lot of turnovers, but you see him have the ball a lot of the time for this team, and he's a really good rebounder. He's a really good passer for these guys. I don't know where Austin Reeves has been. I could look it up real quick, actually. Like, what is he looking at? Making good progress, left calf strain. Expected to return during the 8-game road trip, which ends February 3rd. So here in the next couple of weeks, we should be getting some AR-15 back in the lineup. I'm proud of Marcus Smart, man. Late in his career, he's making something out of it. He put up 15 points. He shot 50% from three. I mean, that's awesome. 38 for Luka. I mean, damn. You know, solid three-point shooting. Got to the line and made do. 38, 13, and 10, and don't forget, he is a really good, underrated defender. I wouldn't say he's a really good defender, but he's certainly underrated. So there's kind of that. You look at the Nuggets, who definitely couldn't win this game, but Aaron Gordon had a good game. 18 points, 67-50 splits, really good facilitator. 16 for Spencer Jones, another solid, efficient guy on this team at 67% shooting. He's the rebounder right now. 28 and 11 for Jamal Murray. Certainly struggled inside, but was still able to shoot 50% from three. You get an 18-point game for Peyton Watson. He struggled inside, but he also shot 50% from three. He is very much a hustle guy for this squad. He grabs rebounds. He plays really good on the perimeter, hustles for loose balls, all of that. 10 points for Tim Hardaway Jr. Definitely an inefficient game for him scoring the ball, but defensively, he was great. Made a lot of plays to keep them somewhat in the game for a while. Jalen Pickett definitely struggled. He's a good three-point shooter, 50% three-point shooter. He's a really good hustle rebounder. All that is nice, but the interior scoring definitely could use some work. But they had Tim Hardaway Jr., which they used very much so off the bench. So I can't really complain too much at how the Nuggets played. You just gotta wait to see what they look like with Jokic back. So, January 21st, I'm going to be here every single night. I think the Celtics have a freebie here, basically, with the Pacers. I think the Cavs have a freebie with Charlotte. I think New York has a freebie with Brooklyn, even though they want to hype it up as this town rivalry, the city rivalry, whatever. I don't really care for Atlanta-Memphis. Could be a fun game with two teams trying to get over the hump, but kind of a mid-game. I think Detroit is a freebie with New Orleans. OKC gets a freebie here with Milwaukee. And I think Toronto gets a freebie with Sacramento. Not really any good games tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be a few close ones we can talk about. I'm not overly excited. I know they're trying to advertise this rivalry week, and OKC's beating Milwaukee. And sure, when I'm working on videos and stuff, I'll certainly turn on some games. I'm not overly excited for this, though. So, yeah, again, Stranger Things Season 1 review. That should be out by the weekend, end of the weekend, really. I'm going to be grinding at that hard at work. Then we're going to get straight into Season 2. I'm going to make a video on that. Get straight into Season 3, make a video of that. Kind of make a rhythm, kind of have a video a week. I know that's not ideal for those of you who have been tuning to the channel and seeing the consistency from you, boy. NFL, we will be covering the conference championship games regardless of how they go. So there's going to be that video to look forward to. Really fun games coming up there. Jared Stidham, baby. And then obviously after my Stranger Things marathon, which will probably take us to the end of February, maybe even mid-March, for the next couple of months there, 3 months we have until the Spider-Man movie comes out. We will be watching all of the big hits from 2025. I have a big list. I have a bunch of picks. We're going to be getting into that. If you guys have requests, though, please leave them on all of my reviews. I will prioritize that. Obviously, Stranger Things is number 1 on the list, but I'm going to have some leeway. So if you have some picks, please let me know. If you have franchises you want me to visit, let me know. This is for you guys. It's for myself to enjoy as a content creator who loves talking about movies, sports, video games, all the like. But it's still for you guys as well, so I'm out. What?